Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss the 1954 Godzilla, starring Takashi Shimura. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Please forgive me. Akihiko Harada, Akira Takarada, and Momoko Kochi, and directed by Ishiro Honda. Now, this is my second viewing of this movie, and what do I think of it? When I saw it the first time, I thought it was funny and in a kind of like, it's a Godzilla movie, so I expected some corniness, but is it corny to this day? Let's get into it. I do like the score to this movie as I feel so iconic, and we'll get into the later in a later movie. And I do appreciate that it's in black and white like in King Kong, the 1930s one. We start the movie with some men on a boat as one of the boats is caught on fire, and we move on to the Coast Guard as they call Hideo Ogata as the Japanese figure out what sunk a boat, as the language throughout the movie is Japanese. And yes, there is subtitles on this Blu-ray that I have. The people in town are demanding some more boats to be sent out to save the survivors. And as they figure out the names of the survivors, Emiko Yamain takes the call as there's a monster coming to an island that's a giant, and despite this is subtitled, the dialogue is absolutely silly. And what do you expect from a Godzilla movie? To laugh at its silly dialogue, and this movie succeeds very well. The people on the island want to catch the creature despite it's so big, as someone tells a legend of Godzilla. I'm laughing my head off at this point. It's so funny. And on Ido Island, the military talk about who it's attacking Japan, as they don't see quite yet, as we're introduced to Dr. Dalsuke Shirazawa when they go on a boat to the island, as they see a footprint of a giant creature that's radioactive, and they go up on a hill and see Godzilla as he roars for the first time in this movie. Other than the opening credits, of course, but that doesn't count. And that was a kick-ass moment to hear Godzilla roar, and excuse my French for what I just said, which was kick-ass. I love the Godzilla roar as it scares people when I get text messages from people. It's so funny. I can't connect with the characters because this is a movie where you can't connect with the characters, as you're here to have a laughably good time as it is corny. The whole Tokyo Bay wants to blow up Godzilla, as a zoologist named Professor Yamain doesn't want Godzilla dead, he just wants to test its blood. And I'm also not here for a plot, it's a Godzilla movie, as I'm here to have fun, and guess what? I'm having a lot of fun laughing at this movie, but I do like this whole movie was shot in black and white, which was how some movies in the 1950s were filmed. Godzilla arrives in Tokyo Bay as people start to evacuate, and Godzilla attacks Tokyo Bay, and it looks like a man in a suit. Sure, but I admire how the effects were in the 1950s, as they had to put a man in a suit. After Godzilla, the military tried to destroy. After Godzilla destroys it, the Tokyo Bay, the military tried to destroy it during the day, but at night, when Godzilla shows up, they try to destroy it, but are pretty unsuccessful, as it destroys and burns the city, which is obvious for a monster movie. And it's prolonged, sure, but it's a fun time watching a Godzilla movie. Godzilla finally runs away in the water, and Tokyo Bay is destroyed, and people are injured in some ways, and also some ways killed. Earlier in the film, we learn Shirazawa has a way to destroy Godzilla with the poison in the water, and shows Emiko, and Emiko tells Ogata and begs Shirazawa to show the government, as he reluctantly shows them, and they think it'll work against Godzilla. They go to the sea, and Shirazawa and Ogata go underwater to put the poison to end Godzilla, and Ogata gets out of the Shirazawa, but Shirazawa doesn't, and is sacrificed, as Ogata and Emiko are sad about it, and the climax is a fun time, as I can't stand this movie. I can't take this movie that seriously. I'm awarded with a good time. So, yay. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 8.0 out of 10. This is a guilty pleasure, as this movie is hilarious, as the dialogue is cheesy and corny. When Godzilla roars and attacks Tokyo Bay and roars, excuse my French for what I'm about to say, but it kicks ass. Seriously, it does, and despite it's a man under the Godzilla suit, I admired that, and I do appreciate that it's shot in black and white, like in the 1933 King Kong, which I talked about last time. And at the end of the day, it cracks me up. It's hilarious. So I would like to thank you guys for joining me, and next time I will be back with King Kong versus Godzilla. And until next time, let them fight.